Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gift of Gaming podcast. And on this week's episode, we're going to tell you what you should be playing for the rest of 2025. Hit it. All right, it's me, your host, Darren Wade, and today I'm joined by Craig, the Critical Nolan, and my own blood and brother, Andrew Wade. Gentlemen, how are we feeling today?
Pretty good, Darren. Thanks for having us on.
Of course.
Always appreciate it.
It's a warm meeting room. I don't know if you guys think this is warm. It's pretty warm.
It's pretty warm.
I'm just going to take my jumper off. Don't get excited, fans listening at home.
I can describe it in great detail if that helps people. Yeah, he's taking it off there. That looks so good.
The jumper is now off.
Andrew, it's been a while since you've been on the show. What is it that you're playing currently?
Helldivers. Lots of Helldivers.
I finally got into that myself.
Oh, good. Oh, we need to play.
We should. Kevin and Niall.
Well, that's the gas thing, because I was playing it there and I saw Andy Garland playing it. And I was like, I'll jump in his game. And so I was tuning this thing, and I logged in and I was like, I know that username. Turned out Niall was playing with it as well. So having a great chat with them. And then Kev joined us. I was like, this is fucking amazing. I've been playing this game with randos the last while. I was actually playing with people I know. And then it turns out Andy Garland is the most undemocratic Helldiver I think I've ever come across in my life. In
what regard? He does love fucking shit up for people, I think, generally speaking.
He has a very and I love it. It's fun. It's just to see that different take on it. But it's a case of he is the Helldiver. Everyone else is just there to serve him and make sure he gets the job done. The amount of times he team killed Niall by accident, those are inverted commas there that aren't meant at all.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. It was always done in a hilarious manner kind of thing. There was so many drop pods launched and just landed on him. Just happened to land on him when he wasn't looking.
Yeah, it was very lucky for me to play it, because when I was getting the Switch 2, I had a couple of vouchers for Smiths. Spent them all to help get the game, and I had I think there was did I have 20 quid left on one? And while I was in there, I saw Helldivers 2, the physical copy, and it was on sale in Smiths. I don't know how much off, but it was seemed reasonable. It was extra maybe 10 or 15 quid for me to buy it. I was like, sweet, that looks like something that we might get into playing because of the news that Xbox are getting it as well. I was like, this could be cool. Maybe we'll all get into Helldivers, because we haven't had a multiplayer game in a while. And that was ages ago. That was when the Switch 2 came out. I installed it into the PlayStation, didn't think of it again. And it must have been the day that you were playing with the lads. Niall gave me a shout and said, hey, are you ready for some democracy? And in my head, right, because me and Niall were playing Space Marines, 40k. So in my head, I was like, oh, Niall must want to go back to that. He was like, oh, Kev has it too, if you want to play. I was like, sweet, yeah, let's all play Space Marines. And I hop on with them, and we're playing, or we're about to play, and they're like, okay, sweet, you ready for some democracy, Darren? We get these Helldivers going. I was like, Helldivers? Are we not playing Space Marines? And they were like, no. Please tell us you have Helldivers. Darren was like, well, actually, funny enough, I do, and it's installed. So that was quite lucky.
Now just wait an hour while I install everything. Do the tutorial, get caught up on the basic gameplay, and then I'll be on.
No, we managed it just fine, and I was playing, throughs were playing. It's great fun. It's a classic.
So much fun.
I played it in yours, of course. Yeah. I had a taster for it, so I knew what to expect. But yeah, it's good. I mean, the Helldivers, we all played the first Helldivers. Yeah. Great fun. That top-down thing. It's very cool in third person. There's a
lot of fun, yeah.
And graphically, I think it looks really, really good.
It's phenomenal, and the music makes, as you probably found yourself now when you're dropping in from the ship, when the music kicks in as the drop pods come down, it is just the music in it at all times just fantastic.
Yeah.
But then when you hit the planet, it just goes totally quiet, and it's just the sound of the wind and possibly the sound of the creatures as they're sneaking up on you. It's it's the atmosphere, the music.
Because you get mayhem for a while where you're kicking all the bugs' ass, and then it goes quiet for a moment, and you're like, oh Jesus, thank God, because it's just so intense sometimes. Because the lads were fairly confident we could play it on hard for some reason. And we
rookies.
Listen, I have 0 hours put into this game, and we went straight into hard. And it was great. We didn't take it off hard. We finished 2 or 3 missions, and it was great crack. But by the skin of our teeth. But anytime you got that kind of that, when it went quiet and everything died down, it was like, sweet Jesus, lads, what the hell do we need to do?
Everybody reload.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's
no, we were doing one there. So there's all the different factions. You do it against the Terminus, which are the insects. You can do it against the
robots.
You can do it against bots. You can do it against the new ones in it now are the word is getting out of my head. The squids. Can't remember the name of them for some reason.
Squids.
It's the derogatory term. So it's bugs, the bots, and the squids kind of thing.
Are the squids like fish people?
They're the ones from the first one as well. For whatever reason, if my brain has just gone blank now.
Cannot think.
Oh my god, I'm gonna just shoot myself in the graph and realize what it is.
That's okay.
Anyway,
we forgive you.
we were doing a mission against the bugs in the city. And in this case, we're all having a great time. And then just purely by chance, I managed to get one of the vehicles in, one of the cars. but it drives like a Warthog from Halo.
Oh, nice.
But the way is you have to change gears yourself. So obviously reverse and stuff. No, it's kind of because the thing it adds into it, it's like when you're driving, you crash. It's the panic of getting it back into reverse, get out of the situation as you're getting swarmed by bugs, as opposed to just like pulling back on the left analyst and driving back out. But the lads saying, "Oh no, I hate them. Everyone else we've seen using them is terrible." And like I've been driving this for things. So I hopped in, it's like ripping around the place, doing fucking donuts, Niall up on the gun, like shooting like a fucking crazy person. And yeah, no, it's just so much fun. Like, oh, this is great, this is fun. And then a bug just hit us, launched the car sideways. Niall got crushed because the car barrel rolled over him. And I tried to get out and the car was on fire and died. And we're like, that's why you don't get in cars in this game. But it's so much fun.
Such a risk. Because I saw in the higher levels you can get, and you showed it to me when I played it in yours, the mech suits that you can get.
Yes.
Which are so cool, but it's like you have to be level 20 something. It's way further on in the skill set. And I was like, like they'd be handy to have. But no, it's a great game. And like it's one, because was it Monster Hunter that came out at the same time? No, Rebirth.
Yeah, we're only talking about this. The reason no one jumped on at the time was because it came out 2 weeks after or 2 weeks before Rebirth.
Yeah.
And everyone was saving up for Rebirth, so no one jumped on.
Yeah, and Rebirth was quite a mouthful, I have to say. Craig, what about you? What have you been playing?
Playing Death Stranding 2, Darren. Was I talking about that before? I think I was. Last time I was on, I was still playing.
Did you absolutely hate the first one?
I didn't hate the first one. I ignored it for years, talked shit about it, and then I got the director's cut for free on PlayStation because it was just free. And that director's cut had like a lot of upgrades that like the base game didn't have, like better driving, better weapons, things like that. And it was an okay game. It had some good things, but had some really, really bad things. And most of those really, really bad things, Death Stranding 2 has wiped clear, which is mainly that all the weapons in the first game were useless because if you killed somebody, it detonated the nuke, and therefore it was pretty much game over. Or you have to drive their corpse to a special facility, which took like a half an hour. Yeah. And that's not fun. I'm not going to kill people and then drive them somewhere. That's outrageous. But in Death Stranding 2, every weapon, even grenade launchers are non-lethal somehow. It's just like let's just pretend that like it can knock everyone out, you know?
So this is a problem I have with Kojima across the board. Is that
he changes his mind constantly.
He is constantly retconning all his shit, like always, all the time. But Death Stranding 2, Craig, we had and like it's Andrew, you haven't been informed of this, but the post show, I'm going to ask you guys. The conversation will be what makes a game of the year for us. Because Craig, when you said you wanted to get involved in Death Stranding 2 because the reviews were great and you wanted to see if it was competition.
Best reviewed game of the year so far.
That breaks my heart.
If that game gets game of the year over the likes of Claire Obscura,
but what's crazy is I can see it getting it.
No, Craig, don't tell me that.
But like, it is like the faults it has are faults I have with it and faults that I think every human being should have with it. But I know factually people don't fault these type of things. Yeah. Like his story making no sense, him clearly making it up as he's going on. He's not rewriting anything. If he made a mistake in the script somewhere, he'll just ignore it. You know, like he clearly does, because he's writing so much that he doesn't have time to go back and fix any of what he's done. Yeah.
And he just I'm sure he's the kind of
guy
who
just kind of has to roll with whatever he wrote before, which he's retconned so much of Death Stranding 1, you know, in Death Stranding 2. And I hate that. But a lot of people just seem to be like, it's fine, you know. Yeah. And if the other things can make up for that, then fair enough. I can give it a high score. But for me, it's like, can it be game of the year if the story is batshit crazy and bad? For me, it shouldn't be. And so I would say no, but the other things it does, they are amazing. Like the gameplay is Metal Gear Solid 5, only better. The way the maps work, the stuff you can do, the moves your characters can do.
I hate to hear all of this. Yeah. You know?
The amount of like really good cutscenes, really good music in the game, and visuals. It's just an absolute treat. It can be absolutely amazing just driving down the road and then coming back an hour later and there's just way more dirt on that road. It's way more like established because clearly a lot of people online have been using that same road and therefore the terrain has completely warped to become almost a little dirt trail. And like that happens so often and you're like, yeah, this is the future of gaming here. That's a game of the year type thing, you know? It's innovative. Like,
I like saying
a few games are, you know? And I'm really having, like, I was talking to Darren there earlier. I climbed the mountain all like Bear Grylls style, just, you know, walking in my boots and my like anchor fit. I was trying to like save someone who was like stranded up on the top of a cliff, snowy mountain, can't see anything. I rescue him, have him on my back. We're trudging down. I make it in to the base. It's snow blizzard everywhere. Visually, music is getting great. I'm like, that was one of the best 30 minutes of a video game ever, and all I did was walk up a mountain,
Don't be
bring a
saying
guy back
this,
to the mountain.
though. If that game wins
However,
it,
then immediately one of the characters, Doll Man, was like, "Hey, you want to hear how I became a doll?"
Spoilers, just for people who.
And
might
I
be
won't
listening.
go too heavy into it, but the side story it made no sense.
Yeah.
And it made the characters do stupid things that no human being would do. He got himself killed being an idiot because he was gonna die regardless. He didn't think he was gonna die, but I knew he was gonna die, and every human being alive would know he's gonna die based on the rules of this game.
Yeah.
But he does it anyway. And then at the end of the story, I'm like, damn you, Kojima. Like, no human being would ever do what just happened there.
Yeah.
I know factually that would never, ever happen. Yet he just seems to be like, no, I want this to happen, so that's the way it has to be.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like pulling out my hair because the last half hour was amazing, and then he went and ruined it.
So for you, on a personal note, I know you haven't finished Death Stranding 2, so you don't have the full picture, but where do you lie from a personal perspective on Game of the Year?
It's still very much up there. You know,
Fuck.
I have lots of gripes with it, but it is a brilliant game.
So would you pick that right now
I
over
wouldn't.
Claire Obscure?
But part of me is like, I don't know if that's because basically how I see games like this is Death Stranding is like Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Death Stranding 2.
It's his
It's his
timeline.
7th game,
Yeah.
and every one of those games, this game has benefited from all those other ones existing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like added new thing, like because even Death Stranding 2 it's Metal Gear Solid 5 with cargo. Like, it's very much Metal Gear Solid 5. It's so similar. The map system, the way you do maps, the way you like lock in icons, everything. So this is his 7th rodeo, you know, and the game benefits massively from it. Whereas Claire Obscure, it's their first time, and you can see there's issues that they have, you know, weapons leveling up, no mini map. Like there are some faults.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so the mini-map thing is interesting because they said purposely they didn't put a mini-map in the game because they wanted people to focus on the surroundings, which
Yes.
I appreciate.
And I get that, but that was a massive mistake when you run down an alley, you fight a monster that takes 5 minutes to kill, and as soon as the battle ends,
You're all turned around.
Where am I? Like,
Yeah,
you know, because
yeah,
you've
yeah.
no memory of where you are or what even direction you were
Yeah,
facing.
yeah.
And the map, there's no map not whatsoever. And you're just like, I would say I lost at least 5 or 6 hours just through dungeon, up
Running.
and down running, you know, like playing Claire Obscure. But I put 100 hours in, but at least 5 of those hours I'd say is not
Backtracking,
knowing where I
wandering.
am. You know?
Did you play Claire Obscure, Andrew?
no, it's on my list of games to play, but that list is long.
Growing. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff in my catalog at the moment.
Well, the episode today is all to do with, I kind of thought it'd be interesting to, you know, kind of no rules, really kind of pick
But I
games
want to
from
hear how you would rule this.
this in terms of picking games.
Like, when you're like games you play in 2025, like what perspective is? Are we recommending games to people?
Yes,
in
yes, yeah,
2025?
yeah.
Are these people who haven't played video games, regular gamers, expert gamers?
Our listeners, so whoever that consists of, Craig, I don't have the actual breakdown.
Well, I prepared games based on any things you might say. You know?
Okay. Well, what my whole idea is that
Like, I was going to go into this with just games that I think more people should play now at the moment because either they're so improved once they were or they're just still so much fun.
still good, yeah. So my kind of idea for it was I was going to pick games that, like, not necessarily that are out in the last year or two, could be very old games as well, that maybe still hold up, that I think people should play, should give a go. And that's kind of how I ruled it. I'm not going to be picky. You guys can pick whatever the hell you want. I don't. There's nothing I'm going to.
Oh, you know me, I'm going to pick weird stuff.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think I probably know one or two. Your
Do
games
you know
today.
what? I'm going to say one of them isn't what you think it is.
Okay, I'm surprised. Well, I might kick it off if that's. Or Craig, would you like to go first? You have a big list. What do you feel like?
Yeah, I can get straight in.
Yeah.
Well, first I'll just go for one that I have to mention, just in case it is mentioned by people, and it's just the one game. If someone could only play one game, this is the one I'd recommend because I think it's good for. Well, and you'd have to be over
Death
18.
Stranding 2.
You have to be over 18 to play it. But I think people who've never even played a video game could probably play this and like have a good time. And that's The Last of Us.
Nice.
Good choice.
And it's mainly because, like, even before the TV show, I mean, there's a reason they made a TV show about it because the story was just so gripping and so good. And even if you've seen the TV series, playing the game would give you more perspective. Like, if you enjoyed that, you'd love the game because, like, there's more one-to-one conversations that flesh out the characters and things like that. But just from start to finish, it's just a quick 20-hour game. You know, like you could play through it in a week or two. You know, if you didn't have a lot of time, if you've got kids or whatever, you know, it's not one of these 80 to 100 hour games. It's just like you play it for an hour and you will get a lot out of that hour. Like, you know, you'll get like basically 2 episodes of a TV series worth of content, you know, and like that's all high level gripping gameplay where, you know, edge of your seat stuff.
Nothing
you know?
in The Last of Us is really wasted. Like
no, it's not. Like every minute serves a purpose. Like you know, like it's 20 hours of like top tier gameplay. Except for the parts where you're walking through a room just kind of picking up supplies, but those are my favorite parts of the game.
I need those little scissor looking
because
icons.
Like that's the difference between life and death. You're like, oh my god, toilet paper. I can use this. And a scissors, I can craft.
I'm gonna live another day.
I love that it was one of my favorite almost animations is that you could be like shit scared in the back of a shop somewhere. There's like, you know, 2 clickers wandering around in the shop front and you're at the till or whatever else just taking
yoinking
and
stuff.
I love the animation because he'd be there but he'd be literally like robbing stuff off the top of the shelf and pocketing it, and it makes all the satisfying noise. But even that as a gameplay moment, I know what you mean in terms of, okay, is it real necessary? But that was a satisfying, I need to collect all this shit because I have to craft medkits, I have to craft Molotov cocktails, I have to craft whatever, otherwise I'm doomed.
I need a nail in my baseball bat.
It's just a really good game, and the visuals are fantastic. The characters, even in I don't know if the first game did it, but I know the second one did. If 2 characters are speaking and you trigger some sort of cutscene or some sort of event which requires both characters' attention, they'll stop their conversation, do whatever, kill the bad guys, and be like, "Oh fuck, that was crazy." And as soon as that's over, the 2 characters will go, "So what were you saying before?"
And they
go back to that conversation. I had never seen that in a video game. I don't think I've seen it since, but I think that is just next level storytelling.
The addition
right
of
there.
one line to a sentence just makes that.
And
so what were you talking about?
Because usually in most games you play, that conversation's lost. You know, because it got interrupted, that is now gone, and you'd have to replay the game in order to finish that conversation. And that really bothers me as a gamer. So like seeing this just small innovation, I was like, that's brilliant. That has to be in every game going forward, you know?
And I think as a like none of again, I don't think Last of Us really wasted any time in what it did. And even in the conversations between Joel and Ellie throughout that game, they might be talking about nothing or the jokes in the comic books, whatever, but it was all slowly building the relationship, because she'd tell the jokes at the beginning of the game and Joel doesn't want to hear it. He's like, Ellie, focus, stop this, I'm not interested. And by the end of the game, he's cracking kind of some of the jokes with her as well. And although it's like, it's not important.
It's an absolute bonding game. Because he starts off like an absolute dickhead and she's snarky. And then you can just see the gradual change over the course of each hour after each time one of you saves the other. And they just grow as this like father-daughter team. And it really it escalates and escalates and escalates to the point where like something really bad might happen, or there's something really, really nice and tender might happen. And all kind of moments like they hit you hard because of like the circumstances that the 2 of you go through. Which a TV show doesn't quite have, because you're not seeing the characters spend the night on the couch, or you know, like rummage through a garage for hours, or just like play darts for a minute on a dartboard. You know, like there's these small intricate moments that you wouldn't see in a show.
You said it's so human. Like, is how they've done it is like if I was traveling this apocalyptic world and you had like 10 minutes to kill time and everything's been so shit, and I saw a dartboard with a couple of darts, I would have been like, oh, I remember that. I'll give it a go. And then you
strike up a little conversation about what darts was like back in the old day. You know, like it's just these little things that like I love. You know, like, and some people might be bored by that. It's like, oh, nothing's happening. But for me, those are like the little treasures. Of the game.
I always remember one of the great moments in that as well was like it was towards the end of it, I think, as well, and it's the giraffes. Whereas Ellie, who's been so glum and grumpy, suddenly sees him and just tears off and is so happy and excited, kind of thing. It's literally that little moment of just aww.
The giraffe moment is incredible. Like,
and I think for me as a game, it probably has one of, and The Last of Us Part 2, don't get me wrong, is a great game, but I think storyline wise, when The Last of Us ended for me the first time I played it, and it ends on that, I wouldn't exactly call it a cliffhanger. Well, it's kind of a cliffhanger in a sense where, you know, you realize that you, as spoilers, by the way, for people who haven't played The Last of Us. Actually, no, we're recommending.
If I'm recommending people play it,
we're not going to.
That's why I haven't been specific in any.
Yeah, no, I was.
Some of us haven't played The Last of Us too.
But it's not spoiler for that. But it's it's one of my favorite endings for a video game ever. And if there was never a Last of Us Part 2, I still would have loved that ending.
I would have loved the ending too.
Now, you gave me a copy of The Last of Us 2 to play it. I got to a certain point where a certain something happens to a certain someone. I put it down and never went near it again. Yeah, it's tough. It's and for people who I mean the thing that happens like half an hour into it. Like,
yeah. And like it's for some of our mates who were watching we just finished watching season 2 of the show, and again I won't spoil anything here, but they came across that part too, having only really watched the TV show. But it's amazing that and hats off to the TV show, it still had the same effect on people. Like that moment in the second season, a lot of people were still like, oh, now I don't think it happens as early in the I haven't watched season 2 yet. I don't know how it's done, but I mean, for people to be that attached to to characters in the game in any way, shape, or form, to be so like, for you wanting to put it down, and be like, well, can't do this. It's a really interesting way that they've developed.
That just means the game hit you hard.
Yeah,
and you
and
felt something real.
It hit hard.
Yeah. But like,
Much
it takes
like
a lot to do that, you know.
Yeah.
I think Colin was the same, but you have to go back, because I would have recommended The Last of Us 2, but you have to play The Last of Us 1.
Yeah.
And it's great because it has been remastered, I think, a couple of times, and now there's a PS5 version.
Yes, I have that.
Which I have it down. I have it on the catalog. I have it in the library. Just haven't downloaded it yet.
So generally, most of the games I will recommend aren't games from the 90s or naughty. They're generally stuff that looks and plays well today. And The Last of Us, I mean, even if it was only the PS3 version, I still probably would have it on this list.
Yeah, well, that's what you
despite that, it's still brilliant.
I know you played the remastered version. You didn't play the PS5 version in your most recent
playthrough. I
playthrough.
played the PS4 version.
Yeah, and it still holds up quite well, I think. All things considered.
I mean, like, because it's as good as it needs to be. But it could always be nice. Because Last of Us 2 is quite nice.
Oh, Last of Us is such a gorgeous looking game.
It's only a matter of time, probably 2-3 years, where I just
go back and
do it all over again. You know,
nice.
I did it 6 months ago, so I can't.
Great recommendation to kick us off. I can't go wrong with The Last of Us. Andrew, a game that you'd recommend our listeners to play in 2025?
So, No Man's Sky
is
not one of them.
I stand corrected.
I was.
It is. Don't lie. This is another swerve.
I was thinking about adding it to it, and then I realized the reason I won't add to this is because No Man's Sky, to get into it proper, requires weeks, if not longer, kind of to properly get into the game. And the fact that
still going to talk about it, huh?
Well,
Craig, he's building.
I'm building.
I'm not going to talk about it. This is the reason I'm not going to talk about it. 5 minutes later,
because Light No Fire is coming out soon.
We hope.
You're going to see, we hope. You're going to see huge drop off in the player counts on No Man's Sky, because everyone in the No Man's Sky subreddit, if nothing else, is saying, as soon as this game comes out, we're all moving across.
Sorry?
The Light No Fire, which is the new one from Hello Games. So progressor from No Man's Sky. So I'd love to say, people play No Man's Sky, but it's going to turn into a ghost town. Me included. I'm going to jump off as soon as it comes out. So, so my ones are a bit more out there.
Okay.
I'm going to start with one. Yeah,
I'm really excited, Andy, because I was when you said you were going to be on the podcast, like, I can't wait. I'm going to show up to this. He's going to say something there's going to be something that really irks me. I know it. It's going to be great.
I'll be amazed if there's only one of them that really irks you.
Well, go on. Let's hear. What's your
first one? Fortnite.
I mean, I've got no
reason being. Fortnite has gone through, like, it's on chapter 5 or chapter whatever season. It's really far along into the thing now, but they've kind of gone back to the roots of what it was.
They put in a new mode recently enough.
Yeah,
that
so they had. What happened was they released the new chapter, and they added in all these, like, wall jumps and dodge rolls and all this kind of stuff. And all it did was it made it very difficult to hit anybody, because everyone's doing these acrobatics, and all of a sudden it wasn't so much what Fortnite was. It was now a case of that guy's got a sword and has mastered a backflip. He's just going to win every game. That guy's mastered a dodge roll. You can't hit him. And it's already
probably much longer then as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, what you find was happening as well, and it was all done in kind of like, there's a lot more kind of built up, kind of like, they had this, like, Japanese style area to it. They had like almost like a San Francisco kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
But because it's so built up, people be hiding in the corner and come at you with a sword when everyone's gotten really close.
Yeah.
And they're just there's huge player count drop off on it.
Because I did hear that they had Fortnite fascinates me, because in terms of, I haven't played it since its OG days. I remember being down in our mate Danny's with Colum. Danny had no interest in playing games, but Danny would go off to make a cup of tea, and Danny had his PlayStation, and Fortnite was free. So me and Colum would always turn on Fortnite, and we'd always do what we call like a little sweaty game while Danny was going to make a cup of tea, where you drop into. It's not Tilted. Is it Tilted Towers?
It's also, so it's changed a bit. Tilted Towers isn't there in this iteration kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the way they do it is every 10 weeks they change over the map. So something might change the map, or something might change in how you play, or different things they've added in. So now it's a Superman vibe, because Superman's the big thing at the moment. So they've changed over a lot of that, and it's now a superhero vibey thing around the place.
It's fascinating in terms of the collection, because, like, Peter Griffin and the Chicken from Family Guy are in it.
Oh, okay.
Like Star Wars
characters.
characters.
There's so much stuff.
Star Wars, Marvel fans, Lara Croft. I'm sure there's Call of Duty
It's got
characters.
a ton of content.
Yeah.
It has,
which is fantastic.
There
for a game to have
thousands upon thousands of costumes, for the
skins,
characters. For skins for it. And like that, if you get the battle pass, you generally get enough V-Bucks in the battle pass to buy your next battle pass.
Yes, yeah.
But you also unlock costumes for each one. Like, I don't think I've bought a battle pass in about 4 years.
Yeah, Call of Duty was like that for us for a little while.
I do like when the battle pass can be unlocked with just the previous battle pass.
And that's the thing, as long as you don't mind buying stuff that's out. Like with the battle pass with this one, there's 6 characters with all different costume thing, and then the battle pass that I played previous to that, there was 8 characters. So you don't need to buy the stuff on the store. You can, and that's where Epic makes all their money from.
Absolutely.
Billions at this stage.
Why should I play Fortnite?
Because it is so much fun. You can jump into this as a complete and total, have no idea what you're doing, and you'll still manage to get into the top 10 and have a great time doing it. And the gunplay is a lot of fun. It's very simplistic. They've taken out all the, I say, dodge rolls or flips or whatever kind. It's just pure full-on gameplay.
Old school Fortnite.
Yeah, you pick up your gun, you run in, you shoot, you kill.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people are playing it, and no diss to anybody, there'd be a lot of younger players playing it as well. So for the likes of me playing it, I'm getting top 3 almost every time I play it.
Is this still the battle?
There's the Battle Royale one. The Blitz one is different. The Blitz one is fucking chaos, and I love it. So this is the new mode they introduced where it's a much smaller map and much, much smaller. And when you fly in, you're given one legendary weapon straight out of that. Everyone's given a legendary weapon, same one. And you also get a legendary token, which gives you like a bonus, so unlimited ammo, or you go invisible when you sprint.
So it's just like more like a quick match almost.
Yeah, and when you hit the ground, the match will last maybe 5 minutes, if even. And it's still 100 people. And it is absolute chaos.
Which I think was one of the things from, and again, the map was much emptier in the old days of Fortnite, like when it first came out and I played it. But my thing that turned me away from Fortnite was that you could spend 10 minutes running across the map and see nobody, for someone then just to snipe you from a mountain, and that was your game. And I was like... And
that's the thing as well. So they took out, like, the likes of sniper rifles now. So you might have, like, a assault rifle with a scope, but it's just like it's a 4x zoom at best. You're not seeing anyone a mountain away kind of thing. And the main sniper rifle I have has no scope. It's really accurate if you can see where your tiny little targeter is, but I've got a 65-inch screen at home. I can barely see the targeter. So you're not going to be using that to snipe people. And
the infrastructure of the game is insane in terms of it's got its own Lego game within it.
The Lego game is hilarious.
We watched, I think, were you there when we watched the Summer Games Fest?
Yes.
There was an ad for Fortnite during the Summer Games Fest. And like half an hour later, someone asked, it was like, are we still in the Fortnite ad? Because it has so much of everything that we were watching the trailers being like, this thing could also be in Fortnite. Like in terms of the level of stuff that they've managed to actually, like the infrastructure of Fortnite is insane. It's its own piece. And I think the things that I really like, you talk about Death Stranding 2 being quite innovative in games these days. What Fortnite's done, the last time I played it was, there was go log on. If you're in this part of the world, log on at this time because there's a meteor crashing into the thing. They wanted to do a hard reset on the map, and it was quite cool. I was just in a battle royale, and I wasn't doing very well. I was just trying to survive to see if I could see this thing. But halfway through, a meteorite comes in, blew up the map essentially, and then a new map formed with loads of these. It was when the portals first came into it. I don't know if they still have those, but that was a live event. Like I was playing online, and this live thing happened.
They had,
and I think that's fascinating to me.
They've got a new thing in it now as well, which is great. And again, it adds a little bit more chaos to it as well. So you have these in this particular one is you get the powers of Krypton. So it is, if you can get to one of the floating islands, which is generally center of the map, a lot of people will dive bomb to get to that straight away. And it is last man standing there can gain the powers of Krypton and become a god. And they can stroll around the map with these godlike powers, just murdering the shit out of anyone. Yeah. So if you see this person coming like to play, when I haven't played as Krypton yet, but I managed to get Dr. Doom when they're doing the Marvel version. And with his powers, you could just literally, you didn't jump, you just strolled. Anyone you came across, as long as you saw them first, they were dead. They couldn't do anything against it. So you had entire groups of people who were supposed to be killing each other would be working together to try and take you out because they knew you'd win it.
Yeah, because
left
they
untouched.
did a similar thing. That was the last time I played it. So you're talking the last time I maybe really entered into Fortnite was 2018, 2019. But with that whole hyper end game, they had a Thanos thing that you could unlock, and the person who played as the person who got Thanos's like gauntlet in the map became Thanos and was like crazy hard
Super
to beat.
strong.
And like that, you have this moment where everyone's just fighting to beat him. And I think when you beat him, you became him type thing. So it was this cool thing where for a moment you'd be fighting each other. Thanos enters the area. You're all working together, kind of, whatever, to beat him.
You're shooting each other as soon as your back
Just
is
a
turned,
really interesting game that evolves. Yeah, interesting. I haven't thought about that game in a while, but that's a nice
it's
recommendation.
a lot
for
of fun, and it's free
2025.
as well. So
yeah.
it's a lot of fun to play. A lot of fun to play.
Just before you go on to yours, in terms of time, will we get through this, do you reckon?
No, go heavens, no. We're half an hour into the episode already,
Right.
so
I would maybe keep the games to maybe 3 to 5 minutes.
yes,
You know?
Yeah.
I'll go quick.
And maybe,
No.
you don't have to go quick.
No,
but
Craig,
I
I
just mean,
understand.
like 3 to 5. I think we did like 10 there. And
You
I was like,
care.
Darren, you're moderating this. What are you doing?
That's no problem, Craig. I'll be real quick. No, I won't talk on this one for too long because we've done a lot of this in the podcast. But given how disappointed I was with Monster Hunter Wilds, a game I was recommending for people to play in 2025
yeah.
would be Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds is great. It's good, but I think it's not great. I think it's a good game. I don't think it's a great game. Yeah. Not yet. I'm holding off my final view of that game until the DLC comes out. When they make everything difficult.
One of the problems with that as well is like they released those 2 new monsters that were supposed to be like
unbeatable.
Yeah,
or really tough.
I went in and soloed both of them.
Yeah.
Within
I've
like
heard that. Yeah.
I think
there hasn't been a single challenge.
I
in that game
carted
yet.
once of my 3 lives. I carted once fighting one of them, and then the golden weird Yan Kuku style one, I just blitzed in no time.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't a challenge.
I think so. Wilds is an easy game, or not an easy. Well, it is an easy game, easier than the other Monster Hunters. But I still think Monster Hunter World, for people who've never played the series, is a good entry game to get into.
Definitely.
I think as a multiplayer game, I think it's probably one of the best multiplayer games I've ever played in terms of the camaraderie, the teamwork, the stress when you got into the hard monsters, all that kind of stuff was really, really enjoyable. I think with the Monster Hunter buzz, I think it'd be a good game to play through right now because I think the servers are still quite busy. I think there was a lot of people like us who were disappointed with Wilds and returned back to
I'd
the
say
world
it
of
has
World.
a massive boost.
Yeah.
I'll give you a laugh, right? As of, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, there were more people playing Worlds than there were
Then
playing
Wilds.
Wilds.
And it doesn't surprise me in that.
Yeah, not at all.
Wilds is an interesting take on a Monster Hunter, but I mean, for us, we'd be true fans of the series. Like, especially Andrew, you may have been playing it since it came out on the PlayStation 2. It's way too easy. It's a kid's game. It was really disappointing to go in and defeat these things in minutes. But with World, you can go into that game, and I'd love to have I'd love to have not experienced World and to be able to get into it again right now from the start because I had so much fun. Graphically, you think of the difference between that and Wilds, it still holds up excellently. Like it's not a step down.
I think Wilds is a step down because that weather
feels like it,
bullshit.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
really-
they ruined it.
It really struggles with it, yeah. And I think it has incredibly good fights in it. If you can get far enough into the game, the Fatalis was one of my. I think until I die and I look back at my time playing video games in my life, us fighting the Fatalis will live on in infamy as one of the best gaming moments I had. The amount of time we put into training to beat it, the amount of efforts we had, and we always lost. And just to go in there and to play through the whole game, start to finish, it was just an excellent game. And I think if you like that, hunt monsters, get this stuff, build your weapons, go again, get better. World is still, I think, right now, is still an excellent looking game, an excellent game to play, and I think is right at this moment in time a better Monster Hunter than Wilds.
Definitely is. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Craig, hit us.
You both went with a multiplayer game, so I guess the multiplayer game that I would recommend in 2025, and I'd love to say it's Smash Brothers, but I think
Interesting.
it's not Smash Brothers because I generally think just by first-time gamers who come in and even look at people playing Smash Brothers, they can't get over the concept of the percentage being high, and that is what kills you.
Yeah.
People are just like, well, there's all this percentage nonsense. What does that mean?
Yeah.
And it generally confuses people, and it's a different type of fighting game to what people are used to. So for me, Smash Brothers isn't very easily accessible, but if you get into it,
Yeah.
it's great. So I'm going to go with the next best thing, which is Mario Kart. And specifically,
Yeah.
I'll go with Mario Kart World because it's the newest of the Mario Karts and therefore the most up-to-date, the most polished. That's not usually how it works, but with World, I think they have done a good job. And 8, if World hadn't come out, I would have recommended 8 for 2025, still. But World does exist. It just came out. So it's a great time, if you haven't gotten a Switch 2. I mean, you can always wait till 2026 if you want to. You know, you don't have to play these games, but it is a very good Mario Kart game. First open world, there's lots to kind of unlock. And if you have a group of mates, which is what we do, it's just a ton of fun. Ton of fun.
And the new
all
modes,
the new modes just really make it something special.
The Knockout Tour has been a real... what's interesting is that when we would go down to yours, Craig, we would always be going down to play Smash Brothers.
Yes.
The very rare occasion we might open up a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is in the years since it came out, so it was always Smash Brothers. What I find interesting now is our time is, I wouldn't say halved, but there's a good 60-40 Smash Brothers to Mario Kart these days, which is a testament to how much we're enjoying it as a game.
It's true, yeah.
That we would actually
it knocked off golf entirely. We haven't played golf in ages.
But I think that's a testament to how good a multiplayer game that it is, that we would actually decide to not play Smash Brothers and play Mario Kart World.
Exactly. But not only does it have the 32 levels, which is more than I thought, because there were only the 28 that I had said initially, but there was obviously that secret Rainbow Cup. And which was brilliant, by the way. The new Rainbow Road is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But there's the 32 levels, and then there's like almost 2 to 3 times more than that, because some of the levels are actually just driving from one place to another. You know, you're going east, or you could be driving west from that level and going to... So, like, through the Grand Prix...
Which is curious as well, because the last time I remember talking to us, you didn't like that traversal thing, because it was you were losing out on like a lap of a race or something, wasn't it?
I think that was more my complaint. But they have a mode where you can do 3 laps of any race, which took us a little bit to figure out. Is it like the Knockout Tour thing's an interesting concept, and I do love it for the intensity. But the Grand Prix, I think, is the thing that we don't really do, where you have a set thing of 4 races. The first race is 3 laps of that race, and then every race after that is getting to that track and then doing 1 lap, which meant we never learned the tracks.
We're rarely, because now we've switched to the versus mode, which is just straight up 3 laps of that track. But it's so short, because you're so used to driving from one level to another in the Grand Prix and then doing the race. Yeah. Whereas this is just like 3 laps, but because it's 3 laps of the same track, you can actually kind of learn things off. You know where the walls are, the boosts and stuff like that. Yeah. Whereas so much of the Knockout Tour and the Grand Prix is driving on highways with big, massive open areas with very few turns. So it's kind of a lot of straights and everyone just hitting each other with weapons. Whereas in versus mode, no, it's batshit crazy and all sorts of crazy stuff going on.
I think it takes a bit more skill on the VS tracks.
It does, and
to get through.
I've barely done each level once or twice, so I still know nothing about the game. And I'm watching people with absolute crazy skills. So if you want, there's a lot to really get skillful at. There's a lot to learn. It's the most skillful Mario Kart game ever, because it used to just be drifting and boosting, whereas now it's drifting on top of platforms, jumping off of other platforms and boosting around corners and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So the skill ceiling is massive on this game if you want it. And if you don't,
we can still just enjoy our Mario Kart.
Play some Grand Prix against computers and have a great time.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I can't pick anything wrong with that recommendation. Andrew.
Helldivers.
1 or 2? I'm assuming 2.
Oh, 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you could do it 1 as well. 1 is the last one as well. But no, at the moment, no, 2 definitely. You're playing it yourself as well. Craig will get you into it eventually, I'm sure.
I am really considering getting it.
It is
pretty soon,
a lot of fun. And again, it's you've played it now. So the first time you played it, Darren, was just
literally the weekend just gone, or not the weekend gone, the weekend before that. I played.
So we're into, I think, the post-campaign 1, I think is what the official thing is at the moment, because everyone, the Super Earth was like falling. Like the Illuminate. There we go.
So I suppose the thing is, we're recommending games. We shouldn't get too much into the weeds on them. So I think it would be a good thing to start off with. Helldivers 2 is like a 4-player multiplayer third-person shooter where you're given objectives on a planet and you have to fight off either kind of waves of bugs, robots, or
it is basically if
things.
You want to relive your Starship Troopers fantasies, if you want to relive your Terminator fantasies, or if you want to relive your War of the Worlds fantasies. That's basically what Helldivers is.
I definitely want the first 2. Yeah.
The War of the Worlds one is good. It's terrifying. Because they have.
Did you not like War of the Worlds, the movie? I don't want to get too sidetracked.
Nah.
Oh, I like that one. I thought that was good.
The TV series is supposed to be pretty good, but sorry, continue.
Yeah. So the way with the bugs, you're going to be with the Terminids. It's just you're getting swarmed. So everything's coming at you. There's no point in doing like you can do melee builds, but you're gonna get swarmed completely kind of thing. But it's great because depending on the level you do it at, obviously bigger and bigger things come at you, and then the higher levels, more of the bigger things come at you. So you really have to, as you plan out your stratagems, what weapons you're going to bring and stuff. As the lads discovered, when it comes to bugs, I use fire and every kind of fire possible, and it just turns into everything's on fire, and it's great. But then when you do like bugs, or when you do bots, fire won't work. So you have to completely redo your what you're doing. And then illuminate, you got to redo again because they're like zombies that are mind controlled by the illuminate because they don't want to use their own troops to fight you.
I think a great thing about that game in the one session I've had playing it, but I really enjoyed it and I'm looking forward to get back into it. The stratagems, and it's the same as the first Helldivers. You get these bonus things that are either like big weapons that you can use or call in respawns if a player dies. I love the gameplay around that because you actually have to hold L1 if you're playing it on PlayStation and input like a code.
Up, down, left, right, down, down, down.
But you have to do it really fucking fast. And when you're in the absolute middle of a wave of monsters and your mates are like, oh, bring me back, and you are getting swamped and you have to put in this code and throw out the respawn, there's a certain level of really enjoyable intensity about Helldivers. 1 was great, 2 continues it on, that I have found so good. Or when you're you have to like open up a satellite dish as one of your objectives and you're getting swarmed and someone's on the computer and they have to type in this 12-digit code and if you mess it up once it gets reset. And I remember like, you know, Kev doing it or Niall doing it or me doing it or messing up and you're like, come on, fucking hurry, like, you know, we gotta get out of here.
The great thing now is they've added stress to it as well, because when you're putting in those 12-digit codes, sometimes they'll reset it, but sometimes the ones you've put in will be a slightly darker shade of white than the rest of them, which means you continue on where the last person died.
Oh, okay.
So when you get to it, it's a case of, it's middle. Okay, and then so it's that little moment of, and every second when you're at these things counts because you're getting swarmed by something at the time.
It's been a great success story for PlayStation because when they dropped that, they weren't expecting it to be as popular as it was.
There's a huge market for co-op games that are shooters, but you're not fighting other players, that you're fighting
computers,
because I want to feel like I'm good at the game. If I play Call of Duty, either I kill him or he kills me. I'm not going to kill 5 of him. I'm gonna, at best it's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio for me anyway. You know, and that's not fun to just be like, oh hey, let's team up. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I got him. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I got, you know. Like
the great thing about this one as well is like, because it's friendly fire isn't basically is the thing for this one. So you can murder each other constantly, and you will murder each other constantly. And if
hopefully accidentally.
If you're in anywhere near Andy Garland, you expect to die repeatedly.
Niall's a devil for it as well. I remember the very first game I played, so hard mode, getting to grips with the whole entire thing, right? I'm fighting off these guys. I get killed by Niall, whatever, or you know, whatever his user ID thing. I was like, fuck's sake, Niall. I can hear him. You know, he's there laughing away, and he's like, "Nah, I'll get you back. So he gets the respawn thing, but he throws the respawn into the middle of the swarm. So when I land back in, I'm just like, you fucking ass. But that all adds to the fun of the game.
Chaos. The thing that makes the game the most fun is the chaos involved in it. And one of the things I added in were 2 things great, and I'll leave it off after that. One is there's flag missions where you have to raise the flag. Yeah. And
is this where it plays the music?
It plays music, which is great. It plays this really patriotic music as it's slowly creaking its way up the thing. But the thing is, there's all these different emotes you can get. But one of the ones you give them straight away at the start is the salute, the standard Helldivers salute. If you salute at the flag, it starts going up faster. So if you get 4 people standing the flag saluting it, looking like absolute idiots, the flag actually goes at a fair old clip. So no one's shooting, everything's coming towards it, but there's 4 gobshites just saluting the flag as it's going up, going, please go faster, please go faster.
Yeah, it's a great game for comedy as well.
The last thing they added in, which is added in so much fucking chaos, there's a thing in the game called the Hell Bomb, which is like this nuclear weapon that goes off if you're basically, you know, use it to destroy structures, or you might see a disarmed one that you can shoot and set it off. Now they're giving you a stratagem that it's one as a backpack, so you can wear a mini hell bomb on your back, which of course isn't going to lead to any problems of, you know, people shooting the wrong direction. But the worst part is they changed, when you walk up with someone with a backpack on you to refill their ammo, the refill ammo on everybody else is X. It's square on a hell bomb wearer, because you press X, you arm their hell bomb, and there's no disarming it. So you're there going, and you'll say, hell bomb, armed. You realize, okay, well, I can die with all my friends and wipe them out, or I can run.
I'll go down a hero. Yeah.
So you literally run with this thing counting down your back, dive into a whole group of enemies, and massacre everything. But you die as well. All your mates there going.
Sounds like there's some heroic battles.
Yeah, it is.
If you get some nice stories. And I do like that kind of camaraderie or that kind of.
And Helldivers isn't AAA price either, so it's
it's £30, I think.
Yeah, it's an affordable game, which is nice. Yeah, another great recommendation. I can confirm I've just gotten into it in 2025, and also they're expanding it to Xbox, so it'll be busy. You know, 2025
and
online game.
Getting rid of the region lock on as well, so all the likes of Brazil and Portugal and stuff, or whoever didn't have PSN can now join it again.
That was so stupid. We won't go there. That's for a news episode. But yeah, that was a fine recommendation. God, where do I go with this? I'm going to do this one quickly because people kind of already know that I'm playing this if they've listened to other episodes. I was sleeping on this game. I was sleeping on it for a long time. Zelda Breath of the Wild, 2017. I would absolutely recommend people to play this in 2025 for two reasons. One, the game is excellent, and I'll elaborate on that. But two, the Switch 2 upgrade has been like a lot of fun. Like in terms of 60 frames per second, the game runs smooth as. The game looks great. The draw distance is huge.
To me, like it looks great, but you need to change your TV settings, Darren. Like it looks awful.
No,
on your TV.
I changed it. Because I was remember we were playing Smash Down to Mine. I couldn't get game mode on my TV.
Yeah.
I figured I had to do that. Everything's sorted now.
Okay,
Yeah, it looks great.
I was looking at like Zora's Domain. I was like, I can't make out anything.
It was so bright or something like that, I think. Yeah, but I fixed it. It looks fantastic now. It's great. But so they added an additional thing into the game for the Switch 2 upgrade, and it's an app you get on your phone. So when I'm playing, I turn on navigation on my phone, and I sit there and I might be playing the handheld, going to bed, and I just leave my phone on, and I'm running a place I can see on the map. Oh, there's like a Korok thing, which is these like nuts you collect. If any Zelda fans are listening, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But they're basically collectibles in the game. And to run around the world map is beautiful, but you can navigate towards these things, which you wouldn't be able to do previously. But what's great is while you're running around the world map, there's these new things called voice memories, and they got the voice actor who did Zelda back again. And when you go to certain spots on the map, your phone will just kick off and it will just start Zelda talking about this place and little interesting historical points about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which is so nice. So I went to like I was at this like stable, so I didn't really notice anything particularly different about this stable until her voice memory came on, and I was getting ready to talk to the guy about taking out my horse, and Zelda comes in and she's like, "This was the first horse stable that was a permanent fixture," or blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm interested in this, but it immerses you so much into the game, like, you know,
you get a little walking tour of Hyrule.
Yeah, that's exactly. So like I thought the game was relaxing before, but now you essentially have this walking tour of Hyrule world map, which is so enjoyable. And I think just from the game perspective, I didn't know what to expect from Breath of the Wild. It was something that was never on my radar when it came out with the Switch. I was like, I'm not a Zelda guy. Most relaxing game I think I've played in a long time, since the likes of like maybe Dave the Diver or like one of those kind of cozy indie
very
games.
Very similar in feel to that.
It's just so nice. I think the game, it angers me that there's Pokemon games on the Switch that look as bad as they do when I think of how good and how big Breath of the Wild is. Like I'm still discovering the map. It's huge and it's gorgeous. Music's great, gameplay's great. I love that there's lots of humor in the game. There's lots of like you're talking to people and there's just good bits of humor. Link is sassy as fuck sometimes with your like options to talk to people. I've loved it, and I think you should play it anyway. But if you've recently picked up a Switch 2 and you haven't played Breath of the Wild, don't be a chump like me. Go out and play it. It's
maybe they're not a chump because you waited and now you get the better version.
Maybe, yeah.
I cleared it twice, so what am I supposed to do? You know? I can't wait and just play it now in 2025. I know everything off by heart.
So here's if you haven't played Breath of the Wild and you have a Switch 2, now is the time to do it. That's what I would say. Greg.
A great game, Darren. I completely agree. It was on my list as well, but I was just going to recommend the OG game. I completely forgot it was remastered, so I would have sounded like a fool if I spoke about that game. So I'm just going to talk about one very near and dear to my heart, and just in case someone mentions it as well, I want to be the one. So I'm just going to go with 2025's hopeful game of the year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Nice.
And I can easily recommend this one over Death Stranding 2 because Death Stranding 2 is a sequel. And if you haven't played the first one, there's absolutely no reason to play the second one. Plus, it's very gamer specific. You know, you really like. As much as I think it could win game of the year, I still think like a lot of people will hate it. You know. Whereas Clair Obscur Expedition 33, even though generally RPGs are kind of divided in terms of opinion, but this is one. It's a French studio made this game, Clair Obscur 33, and it's a mission to stop this woman called the Paintress. Every year she paints a number on a mural, and anyone of that age or older dies. And every year there's one less, and slowly this world is being warped and changed, and everything's being ripped to pieces, and the players are going on this expedition.
Conceptually, the narrative is one of the best
right
ones
out the gate, you're like, wow,
yeah.
Curious, I need to know more about that. That would make an excellent TV series, and it would, but as an animation, because nothing, even HBO couldn't make it look as good as it does in the video game. Worlds are literally spiraling out of control above you. It looks like you're trapped in some sort of vortex realm where everything could be up or down. Like just visually, you look up and you could just stare at the ceiling for like hours because it's absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the lore in the game is incredible just from talking to the townspeople, because you're thrown into the deep end. You don't know what's going on. And you slowly, just by talking to people, have to learn what this world is. What are these Gestrels? What are these Navrons? What are any of these things?
And it's a great piece or a great way to kind of, would say, like, feed people little tidbits of a story, because your character who you're playing as isn't like Link, who's waking up from 100 years sleep and doesn't know where he is or what's going on. Your character is very much gung-ho. I know everything about this world. I know what we got to do next. And he's not telling you because you're just playing it. So it's this like drip feed of information. You always want more in Expedition 33.
You always want more. That is absolutely true. And for the first act of the game, you don't really get it because they really want you to know very little, and just all these big moments hit hard. And they do hit very, very hard because you know so little. But once the kind of first third of the game finishes, I complained on this podcast that like I wish the characters talked more. I wish there's more development within. As soon as the first act ends, that all opens up and the characters have great conversations, side content. They develop together as people. Their relationships grow, and eventually you're like, holy shit, this is well written, like really well written, like better than most movies, most games. So this is one of those cinematic, very, very similar to The Last of Us. I'm sure HBO were licking their lips being like, oh, we're going to get this, you know, like it's probably the next game that's going to be a big TV show spin-off type thing.
It'd be so unbelievable.
But even if you're not good with RPGs because you're like, you know, they're too complicated, I don't know how to do that. This is one of those games where you can just kind of hit attack, and if you just learn how to dodge an enemy's attack, you can get away with attack and dodge, and that will get you through the whole game. And they make the dodge mechanic so powerful that it's kind of like, if that's all you do, you really just kind of like try and dodge the enemy's attacks, you can win with just that. Like,
and like for new gamers, it's a great way to get into it. But for gamers, old gamers, and especially old JRPG gamers, like Andrew, you would play through all the old Final Fantasies, like myself. What they've done to turn-based combat and how they've revitalized turn-based combat is a credit to them, because I think I can see other people, and Square Enix, you know, I think there was I'm not quite sure if it was Yoshi P, the guy who does Final Fantasy 14, but there was a Square Enix executive who came out and said that they have taken that on board, the fact that there is still love out there for turn-based combat if it can be done the right way.
It's whoever did 14 and 16. Was that
Yoshi P?
Yeah. So
it means it's incredibly innovative to have done that, to have a new world map system so similar to the old school Final Fantasies. You know, it's not this just, you have to go down a bunch of corridors type thing. It's all open and you can go anywhere, and it just kind of looks like a painting, you might say.
Oh!
You know? And not to give anything away, because the painting is very heavily involved in the game. But no, it's just, the music is great. It's a French studio. It has all these kind of Frenchnesses to it. Like, you
it's
know,
beautiful.
It's just great. You love that it's even in France, and when the music comes on with a bit of accordion going, or there's this mime in the background, you just start kind of bumping around. Like, it's just a really good time, but with an incredibly powerful story, one built in. And although I said it's a good time, it's built heavily on loss and sadness, and
the whole story is a grief, is a story about grief essentially. And it's like, for me, I had played through, so far this year I was given, let's say, Monster Hunter Wilds came out, I was giving that a good go. I was still messing about in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I was enjoying playing all these games. But when I got into Clair Obscur, really got into the nitty gritty and into the systems in the game, it brought a whole new lease of life for gaming that I haven't had since I would say Final Fantasy VII Remake. Rebirth was excellent, but I knew what to expect to a certain degree, so I didn't have that same joy that I got when I played Remake. But Expedition 33 just woke up an inner child in me.
I'm the same, but with Remake, it was a lot of nostalgia was driving that. There's no nostalgia in Clair Obscur.
It's just
it's
amazing.
Innovation, and it's just wonder. And I'm like, wow, games are elevating, you know, and you feel like, man, the future is bright because of what the groundwork that they've laid.
And for anybody interested in checking out a spoiler-free, really in-depth thing of Clair Obscur's Expedition 33, you can check out episode 74 of the podcast released at the end of May. Check it out.
He totally isn't looking at his laptop to figure out what episode that was.
You can check it out because me and Craig got into it in depth. We did like 40 minutes spoiler-free. So if you're interested, check it out. And then after that, we kind of go into the nitty-gritties. Don't listen to that part if you haven't played it. Great choice, Craig. 2025 it's to me it's leading contender for game of the year. You'd be missing out by not playing it, but yeah, great recommendation.
It's a must play game.
Andrew, we're going to. I think yourself will do one more. I think.
So can I give 2 quick honorable mentions? I don't want to talk about anyone, and then I'll go into my last one then as well. So one is Anthem. Just the fact that it's it's going for like €1 on PlayStation Store. I mean,
okay. So
I expected a lot crazier. So like, I'm just like,
so the reason I'm saying is like it's going to be shuttered in 6 months. It's gone. You'll never be able to play it again. So I'd say it's a game to play just to see what it could have been. And for €1,
yeah,
you can't really go wrong. It was like 99 cents there a couple of weeks ago. I was like,
God damn, what a.
And they bumped it back up to €1. The
I know, yeah. No, but it's just like it is. Yeah, the story in it was a massive letdown, but the flight, the combat, the music, everything is beautiful. And it is a fantastic game to play.
And you're right, in 2025, if you wanted to, as you often said to us, a game to feel like you're Iron Man or something similar.
And like that, it's going to get shuttered in 6 months. So
play it now
or never play it again kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
good honorable mention.
And the other one is a quick little party game that I think everyone should play called Played Up. So
Play It Up.
Have you guys have played Overcooked?
Yes.
I hate that game.
You are not going to enjoy it, so I'm going to direct this towards Darren.
I love Overcooked. Yeah, bring it over here, Andrew. I love Overcooked.
So, Play It Up is like it's the same concept as Overcooked. It's got the same kind of chaos as Overcooked, but when you fail, as you will, your restaurant transfers to experience that levels you up, that you get new stuff to unlock for your next restaurant. And if you manage to complete 15 days, so every day you get so many people into your restaurant and feed them kind of thing. So in Overcooked case, you put them into the hatch and that was it, done. Now you have to run over to the table that the people are waiting at and give them the meals they're looking for. If you do 15 days worth of these people, you basically can create a franchise, which is a bigger store base and all that kind of stuff. You get little cards when you complete days as well to give you cool little upgrades. So a coffee shop could turn into a bakery, could turn into a cake store, and then it gets harder and harder as you go, but you make more money. Myself and Claire are playing it. It is so much fucking fun.
Got a good multiplayer?
But chaos.
Yeah.
I
think any kind of cooking simulators tends to...
It doesn't result in the same anger that Overcooked would bring out. It's the chaos and the screaming, but not the anger.
Gillian still hasn't forgiven me for the time that we played Overcooked together. Yeah. I certainly went head chef on that one. Nice.
But my main one for people to play in 2025 will be Red Dead Online 2.
Okay.
Red Dead Online 2?
Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. Sorry.
Excellent.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry. So
I can get behind that.
It's Red Dead Online because it's the only one that's currently online, I suppose, but just for things. So it's the Red Dead Redemption 2, the online thing. For the simple reason is there's a lot of people on it now because Rockstar have got GTA 6 in the works, and people are kind of just moving to Rockstar games now and kind of getting the hype up kind of thing, which means there's a huge player base in it at the moment. And they recently dropped 4 new missions telegrams. Now they're not as good as I expected them to be. They're still phenomenally good, but it's not like Undead Nightmare like that. It's literally just a mission. You go in, you have 3 lives. If you're done, you're done. But what you do in them is fantastic fun. There's one where you've got to find the corpse that's basically patient 0 for a zombie outbreak, while zombies are coming at you from literally everywhere.
You just said there were no zombies.
No, so in Undead Nightmare, the whole map was zombies. This is a section of the map that you can't move out of, close to Tumbleweed, and it's
such a pity because Undead Redemption as a DLC for Red Dead Redemption will probably live up in one of the best DLCs I've ever played for a game. In terms of the quality of the story was really good. The fact that they used characters from the actual original game and morphed them into what were very valuable characters for the Undead Redemption story. So it is a pity. You showed me I saw the teaser trailer thing for it, and I got my hopes up, but I don't think it's
like I said, there's a lot of people playing now. So playing Red Dead and just obviously walking around and doing all the missions is fun, but these 4 have added a new level of enjoyment into it. So one is obviously the zombie one, which is terrifying because you're trying to find the right body, but if you get towards the wrong bodies, there's this mist that's slowly going to turn you into a zombie. So you have to quickly get in and out kind of thing. But all the while, the zombies there's more and more and more of them. Another one was the robots. So it's the metal men. So I went in on this with 3 other people who we've been playing fairly frequently together kind of thing. And we charged in and the horse is going, yeah, this is going to be great. And one of us got taken in instantly by a headshot from this flaming arrow as this mecha dude walks out. 3 of us unloaded our clips into him. Now, it's obviously old guns and rifles and stuff, and it was still standing by the end of it. Pulls up another arrow. We all duck for cover. Someone's horse gets taken out. And we're crouching, terrified of this guy, until 5 more of them surround us like, oh, no. Murdered. Absolutely. We've never gotten past. We've gotten 2 of the people out.
Why didn't he die?
What?
Why didn't he die?
Because he's metal.
It's literally robots you're trying to fight.
Oh, it was robots. It wasn't a Ned Kelly situation.
No,
where he's wearing armor and he's just shooting at his torso like
it's actually, so there's 5 or 6 robots. I don't know what it is, but to kill them, you have to hit specific points on them to take them out. Mm-hmm. But as you've played Red Dead and things like, there's no specific. You're trying to aim at a head when you have no Deadeye.
You have Deadeye online, no?
No, it's okay. You can highlight things in Deadeye, so everything kind of goes orange, and you can kind of see things better. But still, if you're trying to find at any kind of distance, you're not going to be hitting headshots.
Yeah, because there's no slowdown. It's all real time.
Because offline, you can use Deadeye to hit anything.
Yeah,
you could hit a bird's feather as it falls.
You kill 10 people in the blink of an eye. No problem.
But with this, no. So like, it's very difficult, and it adds a level of difficulty that I fucking love, because it's in any other mission, you get through it pretty easy. And this is a case of everyone has to properly think about it. And if you try and Leroy Jenkins your way into this, you're dead. Not a hope. The third one that I played is you have to hunt the Swamp Man, which is this creepy mission that I've played with a few people. We've never actually seen the Swamp Man. You can see his little icon on the map, and you're chasing through the bayou at night in the mist. But the problem is the path he takes, there's guys coming at you out of the bushes, screaming as they come at you with knives. There's crocodiles hiding in the water that you can't see until it's far too late.
It's just like a death trap place. Yeah.
And you're desperately trying to catch this thing, and you can see it. It looks like Swamp Thing. It's this shambling mass. It's just ahead of you. Anytime you get anywhere close to it, something jumps out at you, and it's proper scared the fucking shit out of you trying to get to him. So it's added a huge. I haven't played the 4th one yet.
I have to hand it to them, because I thought Red Dead Online.
I thought it was dead.
I thought it had died a death.
No pun intended.
But the fact that they managed to bring out stuff now, so close to the release of GTA 6, which will surely have an online mode,
so
was quite impressive.
Do you know where you got was it data miners for games and stuff? They kind of find stuff that maybe shouldn't have been seen by the public just yet.
Oh, we had the oh my god, what's the leak that happened? The Nvidia leak. Yeah.
So there's one now for Rockstar where it's shown it came for GTA as well. It's a online port or whatever. It's basically what you use to move your PS4 data to a PS5 new game, which you saw in like Grand Theft Auto 5, where you can move all your stuff over to the new version. That appeared briefly for Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
Oh yeah,
which is making everyone think that maybe there is a port to PS5 before GTA 6 launches.
Yeah, I heard there is rumors of them doing a remastered for PS5 Red Dead Redemption 2.
I've been hearing about that though for years.
Yeah, a long time.
I kept holding off replaying Red Dead Redemption, and I just kept waiting. And about a year ago, I just pulled the trigger. I was like, no, I'm just going to play it again on my PS5, the PS4 version. But it's still brilliant.
It's gorgeous.
Incredible.
Still visually, and it was on my list as well to talk about, just for like how great it looks.
But to have that, like the PS4 graphics on that are incredible. To have that port to PS5, I don't know if it'd rival the likes of Horizon for what you get out of it, but it would look pretty damn good.
Maybe on the 2026 list.
For myself, I'll just give 2 quick honorable mentions. We were talking about graphics, and one thing I noticed when you were playing Death Stranding 2 was I thought Death Stranding 2 would have been the new age of graphics for PS5. One of my recommendations would definitely be Horizon Forbidden West. I think if you are someone who's into fidelity and graphics about a video game, I don't think there's a game, especially with the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, which was purely for the PS5, I don't think there's a game that's rivaled those graphics.
I agree.
I think it's the best looking game ever. So if you're into that, I'd recommend that. Another one I'd recommend is because I got a little bit of enjoyment. I haven't played through it in its entirety, but I'm back there again. Is the Mass Effect trilogy? I think maybe not the first Mass Effect, because I think that's still quite clunky, but Mass Effect 2 and 3 are still unbelievable games.
I skipped to the second one and still really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think
the second one still has the thing where you can do the storyboard from the first.
It does. You can start the second game and have an option to just tell you what happened in the first, so as though like it's like just a prologue. And I loved that because I don't enjoy the first one in modern day gameplay.
Yes, it is clunky.
Well, I have a friend of mine, Sean, who would love the fact you mentioned that, because he's currently on his 14th playthrough of Mass Effect.
It's an unbelievable. So like lore-wise and everything like that, and I won't go into too much, but I think if you've never played Mass Effect, 2025 should be the year that you should give it a shot, especially if the trilogy is available on the PlayStation Store. It's often up discounted as well. It'll be one to get into. But the game I'm going to talk about is, I've already given a multiplayer one, I've given a big open world game. I'm now going to go for a game narratively that kind of, I think, hit me harder than a lot of games. I suppose you have to play them in tandem, but I'm going to mention
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Fuck no, as much as I'd love to. God of War Ragnarok. But
good
I think you should play them both. If you haven't played the 2018 God of War, I think you should play them both. Story-wise, narratively, it was one of the most engrossing games I've played from a story perspective. That really kind of, it's like watching parts of it are like watching an incredible modern day film. Parts of it are like watching a 90s kids movie in certain ways as well. Like the really good kids movies that you have great nostalgia about. When you have Atreus, who's like, you know, oh my God, what's the God of War's name?
Loki. Oh, God of War, Ares?
No, the dude that you play as.
Kratos.
Thank you. Yeah, Kratos' son, you have a whole story with him, and that feels like a 90s kids movie where he's like, I don't love my dad, I'm going to do it. But the storyline is incredible. The gameplay is incredible. Graphically, it looks great. And even now, they have a DLC that's on it, which is like a roguelike style where you go through multiple battles, which is a lot of fun to do. I haven't really given it a full go. But if you're looking for a narrative game and you're big into kind of mythology, to me, it's up there with one of the best games I've played narratively ever. When it finished and I kind of sat there, I think The Last of Us has one of the best endings for sure. Yeah. But I think when I finished God of War Ragnarok and I watched that ending for that game, I was like, wow. Like playing those two games in tandem, I was like, what an epic. I feel like I've played an epic, like, you know. And it's not just the story. The game carries itself very well in its gameplay. Voice acting is incredible. Just watch the Game Awards where Kratos' voice actor will tell you how much of a great job he did, right, Craig?
Oh, God.
But it's voice acting is incredible, characters are incredible, gameplay is incredible, and if it's something you haven't played, 2025 is the time to do it for sure. I'd highly recommend God of War. Gentlemen, I think we're out of time there.
Yeah.
Craig, just give us your three again. Not to go into them, but what three did you name?
I did Claire Obscure, Mario Kart, and The Last of Us.
Very good. Andrew?
If I had honorable mentions like the two of you,
yeah, sorry, of course you didn't get a chance.
I probably would have just gone with something like
Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe.
Red Dead Redemption 2 definitely would have been on the list, and I think. Hades as one that you could just play for a few minutes, just have a lot of fun
pick
with,
up and play.
It's one of those because it's such a simple game. You just go from one room to the next, kill the bad guy. If you die, you rinse and repeat. It's something that a 5-year-old could do. It's someone who's never played a video game could do. It's the type of thing you could just pick up in an arcade back in the 80s type of thing and play. And quick and simple, and sometimes that's what you're in the mood for.
And Andrew, your three recommendations? Just to remind.
Fortnite, Helldivers, and Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
Nice. And for those who can't remember what I said, Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Monster Hunter World, and of course the God of War 2 games.
All great games. I'm really disappointed, Andy, that you just mentioned just normal good games. You know?
So No Man's Sky.
Getting my popcorn ready, getting ready to tear your head off. What? Are you outrageous?
I'll be honest.
I love that. You know?
I was expecting more of a reaction to Fortnite for all things.
No, because I mean, even Fortnite, like it has a massive base, lots of DLC. I don't get it, but a lot of young people seem to, and you know, I'm not. I need to keep
hip.
Whatever it is weird and scary.
To me.
I have two teenagers. I need to keep hip and young.
No, I think that was a fantastic entry. If you guys have any recommendation that you think we definitely left off the list of games that you think we should play in 2025, send us an email to thegiftofgamingpodcast@gmail.com. Myself, Andrew, and Craig are going to get into what we think makes a great game of the year. Game, essentially. If you want to check that out and a buttload more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/the gift of gaming. For the cost of a coffee, there's just tons of shit there. There's like 100+ episodes you can listen to. Getting into it right now is a bargain. It's an absolute bargain. Just get into it for a month, listen to 100 episodes and leave. I don't do what the fuck, whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. But Andrew, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, of course.
Great recommendations from both. And to our listeners, as always and forever, keep enjoying the gift that is gaming. Peace out.